Riley's experience with relationships has changed throughout the entire series of the Inside Out films. For example, in the first film, Riley has a friend named Meg. Meg is one of Riley's long-life friends, one of her best friends back in Minnesota. As she starts to work through relationships at home with her family and start to build new relationships at school, her relationship with Meg is the first to change. In the middle of the film, we see Riley have a conversation with Meg. And in the middle of the conversation, Riley gets upset with Meg. Because when Meg is talking to Riley, Meg is talking about Minnesota. She's talking about how she misses Riley and what's going on in Minnesota. Riley feels as if she can't think about Minnesota, and so in response to her anger, she hangs up on Meg. And for the remainder of the film, we don't hear more of Meg. The relationship ends just like that. No resolution, no end. In the second film, Riley embarks on a new journey. Opening up the film, she turns 13 years old and we see two new friends who share her interest in hockey. We find out very early into the film that they're not going to the same high school as Riley, and Riley is very shocked about this. Riley has two internal conflicts in the film. The first conflict of the film is that Riley wants to be a part of the Firehawks, a prestigious high school hockey team that is very big in San Francisco. Getting into this team in turn will boost her in the social ladder in her first year in high school to make sure she makes friends. New ones. And two, she wants to spend those last few weeks with her friends at this summer hockey program where it may be the last time they'll be on the same team. In the story, Riley chooses the Firehawks over her friends. In the context, this would be anxiety. She does her best to fit in and even sacrifices her beliefs, her friends, in order to be able to fit in with the Firehawks. This is all to maintain a connection with the Firehawks in a new way that she hasn't done before. And this is how we see her perception of relationships change over time. Instead of the causing factor of this being Riley moving away from her friends are actually moving away from her, going to a new school. And in turn, Riley does the same thing, which would be to push herself away from her friends. By the end of the film, when Riley experiences an anxiety attack, which WebMD describes as a sudden episode of fear attributed by physical symptoms such as shaking and heavy breathing, she eventually calms down, and her mind clears, and she calms. She apologizes to her friends. They forgive Riley for forgetting their friendship. They have a sense of understanding to Riley, and Riley is appreciative to their understanding. Riley learns that even though her friends are going to be off to another team, to another school, that they're not truly gone. They will always be there, whether on the same team or not, in spirit and in memory. They will stay strong as friends. So by the end of the film, when everything resolved, she will play hockey with the Firehawks and with her friends. Okay, so we're gonna end off the episode by asking Jaden, how many best friends can you have?
Here's the thing, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. You can have more than one best friend, but that doesn't really make them special, I guess, if that makes sense.
That's a good point. Personally, I think you can have multiple friends, but your best friend is the one that you put above, that you're the closest with. Alright everybody, this has been the Jambo Podcast. I'm Yoki, this is Jaden. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe. Goodbye!